Good morning. Quite early, Wednesday morning. What do we have here? 3:30. Oh my goodness. On the 8th day of the 10th month, Wednesday, I believe. I went to retired early, so the rain is pitter-pattering on the roof of my caravan, and the wood stove is burning. And I'm having a cup of tea, of course. I want to just keep talking and revealing where I'm playing in this kind of archetypal ocean, in this cosmology that the eye has spawned over a somewhat 40-year period to give you clues in the greater story and a little more tapestry. Firstly, my contention with the original Christ energy and original teachings is it's been overlaid by and changed, and the original teachings kind of coveted. When the priesthood put the priest between man and God, then something else happened, because the connection is a direct connection into the Christ, or as I often am saying, the I Am Presence. So, because I have this ancient heritage for many lifetimes with Christendom and the Christ teachings, I've always impersonally been using myth and story to tell of a journey, the journey of the soul. And I understand thoroughly the esoteric or hidden teachings. And in a very real sense, I wanted to make it more palatable. Firstly, by erasing the fear component, original sin, which is erroneous. We were never meant to feel guilty. And also how the Trinity works. My Trinity is Father, Mother, Child. And why I say that is because becoming synthesis will involve 3 generations. And the child is a really important component because of education. And the child stands innocent in that. But behind, in my psyche, I always hear the words from the Bible, even if it's been slandered. Certain sayings are quite true, basically, with the sins poorly written of the fathers and the mothers given to the children, which is really the heritage of the genetic code and how we inherit our geneticism from our parents, and that it is working, of course, on a much higher cosmic blueprint. And if we could see behind the veils, we would see that there's one life continuum. There's not heaven at the end. Heaven is what we're trying to establish here as the new kingdom, erroneously put when we physically die. So the teachings, the original testimony has been somewhat slandered and aborted, and therefore we've got this church entity which doesn't live the teachings. There are certain aspects in the church that are valid, like a shared communal society, prayer, devotion, which I adhere to in some broad way. So I've purposefully taken the 2 books, this Genesis story with the Tree of Knowledge, and the end of this book, end of the Bible, the Revelation, the Tree of Life, to create a mythic journey of the soul. And the Tree of Knowledge at the end of time bears 7 fruits, the fruits of the great labor, and has 7 roots. So it's based on the tree of unity that I see in my, I would say, my heart, mind's eye, or the eye of the beholder. And so the tracing of duality of eating that bitter sweet fruit at the beginning was the legacy of choice to descend into form and actually to forget, to become densified. So we're at that critical mass stage, obviously, in humanity. I call it the first Grail initiation. To turn within to our higher power. Now, of course, God is dead. I think God is dead in the church. Certainly dead for me in the church. Because we're talking about direct experience. And direct experience has to come from not only asking, but a deeper understanding of knowledge. So in the Gnostic teachings we can find the living knowledge of the Sophia mystery, the veiled Sophia, the living gnosis, the living wisdom. And that's the strand of the original teaching, all the way going back into the Essenes and the Dead Sea Scrolls. And those revelations that were found in 1947, 48, I think, when I was born. So it's a tapestry, and the invitation is knowledge. The knowledge is to sort out what we've been told and what is really true. And it must go beyond the intellect, although we can research the record and delineate and find the original codes. And so that's really what's happening now with the revelation of cyberspace, is knowledge. And the age of Aquarius is free to those that ask for it. Now there's two kinds of knowledge. One, the knowledge of the mind, and the other, the knowledge of the heart. So what we're piecing together is bringing a heart-mind unity. And the heart grounds it in a unified field. The mind tends to be divided in its approach. Its intellectual approach always divides things. The heart unifies. So again, it's a male, female, archetypal, energetic field. So we're talking about duality. How do we get through and understand duality? By moving into the field of unity. So that's the domain of the heart. So all this cosmology is centered around the central fire, the sun in the center, and the original codes that exist in the genetic memory, when fired, causes to remembrance. And the testimony, and Rudolf Steiner is really good at this because he's a true seer. I've read many teachings to do with the esoteric lore, L-O-R-E, of Christianity, but he kind of lays it bare as a seer, the mystery of Golgotha and what happened. So symbolically, this is the Horus initiation, the death rebirth, tracing it back into the Egyptian pantheon. And the crucifixion is on matter, the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And the sun, of course, comes from the sun. So descending, so he was the son of the Father. But it wasn't said that I'm the only one. That's the differential. When he said, I'm the way, the truth, and the light, he was uttering the code of an impersonal I, that everybody could find that gate through the impersonal I. And so the testimony is the impersonal I and the personal I. The personal I exists in duality. It focuses, it works, it creates out here. And that's fine. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's the focus point, directed ideally by the master within. So the personality becomes the servant of the master within. That's the differential. That's the missing link. Until we establish that, we're lost in our own circuit without a higher comprehension of the mystery. And so the orientation inside the tree is inside the genetic nervous system. We are built as a perfected microcosm of a macrocosm, with 2 eyes, a heart, all the organs, the 5 senses. When we internalize those, then those become the access points. And the dragons become the fields of chi, pure energy field, original code. I'm using the dragon law